I feel like the goal of that team meeting after Ole Miss was accomplished with that win Saturday and winning the West.
Oh, definitely. It's always a great accomplishment when we win the West. But, we're on to the next game and happy to be here again.
What was the Iron Bowl like? I don't think we got to talk to you after, but just what was that experience like going down there and getting that win?
Oh, it's always good, especially when you get a good win on the road against a good SEC West opponent. So, we're definitely excited to be able to get the win and, move on to the next round.
And just early, how much have you TV early impressions of Florida? How much have you seen from them?
I really haven't been. I tried to stay away from TV during the season, so I haven't watched too much on them yet. But I'm sure they're a great team. I'm gonna watch film on them today, and definitely be better suited to answer questions about them later on this week.
What have the coaches said to you about them so far? What's kind of been the message from whether it's been Nick, Kirby, or whoever?
Like I said, we really haven't talked to them yet. We try to focus on ourselves on the weekend. We're gonna start film preparation for them today. So.
What's that like, getting into the Georgia Dome and kind of seeing the sights? What's that the day before for y'all? Or is that old hat at this point since y'all have been there so often?
Well, it's always exciting no matter how many times you've been there. It's always good when you get a chance to go back in there. But, at the same time, we're just here to play football. We're not worried about anything else right now.
What makes Kirby smart, the coordinator that he is?
Just his dedication, he spends a lot of time preparing and trying to put us in the best position and situation possible. I feel like he does a good job doing that. So definitely his preparation towards the games.
Another Kirby question: How do you see him as a recruiter when he was recruiting you? Was it relentless or?
Well, personally, he didn't recruit me. Coach Lance Thompson did, so I didn't get to talk to Coach Kirby too much. But when I came in here, he was very serious and down to business, and that's how I liked it. So I enjoy, meeting him in our recruiting process.
How bad was the turf in the game on Saturday?
Personally, I didn't really notice it until after the game. It didn't affect me personally too much, but I did hear a lot of players talk about it. But who knows? It just could have been a soak field. We didn't think twice about it.
What do you think the defensive front did against some of their run plays and some of their sort of trick plays that they were trying to run?
I felt like we did okay. It's always good when you can get a win, but we weren't too happy with our performance. So we feel like there's a lot of things to build on and improve on coming out of that game.
What you have?
Just our technique. We don't feel like it was where it should be. Our aggression could have been better. Our execution of our plays, stunts, and assignments. So there's always something you can improve on.
And that tip pass they had, the 77 yards, you kind of think to yourself, here we go again?
I didn't see it, actually. So I didn't even see it until I got home the next day. So, I didn't even know what happened.
What are the odds of two of those kind of things happening in the same season, obviously early in the year with Ole Miss?
It is what it is. It's football, plays are going to be made, so we're not really worried about it. We try not to look on the past and just got to try to go out there and play the next play.
Jonathan, you guys have had two fairly early season losses these last two seasons. How do you guys keep that from getting a losing streak? You guys just haven't dealt with any kind of residual, hangover from these losses. What does that say about this unit, or is there something you guys do that helps you just move on to the next game?
You try to take it one game at a time. It's always disappointing when you lose, but at the same time, you just take what you can from it and move on and try not to focus on it and just focus on what you have to do to get better. So I feel like we do a good job of moving on to the next play in the next game.
I know they didn't have a whole lot of second half rushes, but you only allowed one rushing yard in the entire second half. What adjustments were made at halftime to maybe take some of that away and limit them?
We really didn't have any special adjustments. We just had to execute better. I don't really feel like we executed too well in the first half of the game, and that's why we gave up as many yards as we did. But the second half, we really settled down and just started playing Alabama football.
Can you sense a change, as good as y'all's front seven is, when a team is having to change their game plan or do trick plays or whatever, they don't try to challenge you running between tackles? Can you see a change during the game when people stop trying to do that stuff?
Sometimes definitely, yeah. But what I try to focus on playing one play at a time. So I'm not really looking at what they're trying to do. I focus on what their linemen are doing and just playing the blocks that I'm given. So I'm not really trying to. I really try not to get into that too much during the game.
Reggie said before the year that he feels like teams have lost that kind of fear factor against y'all's defense. Have y'all regained that back yet? Do you feel like teams fear going against you?
I feel like that's a question you're gonna have to ask them. Honestly, we don't care if they fear us or not. It just is what it is. We're out here to play football and have fun doing it. So if they fear us, great. If they don't, hopefully they will at the end of the game.
This time last year, kind of similar feel. You had the same record, things going well in the SEC championship, and then Saban said there were some distractions and everything after that. How do you guard against that? What did you learn from that whole experience last year?
Just to stay focused and not look too far into the future, not worried about losing or anything. Just taking it one game at a time and one day at a time. And I feel like if we do that, we'll have success as a team.
You said you're doing some things differently with the team, like with psychology of everything. What differences are going on this year in that sense?
I mean, I don't feel like as a team we're doing anything there. We just feel like it's up to each individual player to be responsible enough to, focus on what he has to do. We're grown men, so you have to be held responsible, and take responsibility for your actions. So I feel like as a team, each individual player has done a better job of trying to block out the distractions.
Is that difficult to do, given, you'll have a decision to make whether you're going to go pro when you're having to think about stuff like that? Is it difficult to maintain that focus?
I feel like at times it can be difficult, but luckily I have a great family and they do a good job of, trying to keep that away from me for now. So personally, it's not a problem for me, but as a team, I feel like we've done a good job of not really worrying about that this year.
Have you heard of some of the accolades and just people saying like there could be 3 first rounders on the defensive line alone? Have you heard any of that this year?
I heard it, but it doesn't really mean anything. We really don't care about that, to be honest with you. We want to win the national championship. We're not worried about next year and how many people get drafted in the first round.
What's it like at the end of the game on the sideline as a defender, just watching Derrick Henry close out a game the way he's been doing?
No, it always feels good, have the ball in our possession, knowing that they're going to be able to run out the clock. We love that. So, but at the same time, we always have to be ready just in case. But we love seeing Derrick Henry run the ball out at the end of the game.
Anything you guys do at the end of the games, fourth quarter, watching him, where you, what's these last couple games when he's been able to close out teams?
As a team, we feel like we should dominate the fourth quarter, and that's our goal going into every fourth quarter, to score more points than the other team in the fourth quarter and just to be more physical and dominate. And I feel like we've done a good job doing that.
And what's the sideline like when he's churning first down after first down?
Oh, we're excited. We love to see that physicality and that physical style of football. So, it gets us amped on the sideline.
You came in with Derrick. Did you see glimpses of this kind of success coming from him? Was there a moment you said he might be capable of something like this?
Oh, definitely. Ever since he got here, he's been one of the hardest workers on the team. So you get what you deserve, and I feel like he's deserved this for a while now.
He's been known as that hard worker. Somebody that is not satisfied with anything he gets. But how have you seen that translate on maybe the practice field? Have you gone up against him where maybe you stuffed him and he answered back, or some situation like that?
He's definitely a relentless competitor. He won't take no for an answer. We feel like that's a big part of his success this year. Along with the team, we've all kind of adopted that mentality going into this year that we won't be denied of what we want. And I feel like we've done a good job of, keeping that goal in mind.
What's he do for fun, Derrick, when he's like?
Derrick, he's kind of a chill guy. Personally, I chill with the D-line more than anybody, so I don't chill with him too much. But, sometimes I'll see him out every now and then. But, we really don't have too much free time at the end of the year at this point.
Do you remember much from the Colorado State game?
Colorado freshman year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some. Why?
No, same coach.
Oh, same coach?
Yeah. What kind of stands out from that game in your mind?
Oh man, that happened so long ago. I couldn't even.
How much has the depth affected the grind of the season? In years past, you maybe didn't have as much depth on the defensive line, but this year you're not having to play as many snaps. As far as at this point of the season, the fatigue, the physical, do you guys still feel fresh? As far as, or can you feel the grind? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course you're always going to feel the grind, but we feel like our depth has really helped us this year. And as a defense line, we feel very fresh. We're excited. We feel good. So it definitely helped us out this year.
John, why do you feel like the pass rush numbers are so much greater than they were last year? Is it just as simple as you guys just being that much better collectively as pass rushers, or is there more to it?
Just relentless effort to the ball. Pass rushing is about relentless effort, and if you give relentless effort, you'll get results. So, we're not really worried about sacks. We're worried about putting pressure and affecting the quarterback, and the sacks just happen to follow.
Did Bo Davis bring anything to the table different from you guys from that perspective?
Definitely our mentality. He switched our whole mentality around since day one, since he got here. I feel like you could definitely see that on the field.
What's his personality like?
Oh, he's a hard guy. He's aggressive on and off the field. So as you can see, we take the atmosphere of our coach. And that's just how he is. He lives life to the fullest, and he's a hard guy.
And just overall, how much better do you feel like you guys are? How much more capable do you feel that you guys are as a group to get pressure, to get sacks, and all that kind of stuff than you were last year? How much
we definitely feel a lot better. We feel like we can get pressure with just 4 guys, sometimes even 3 guys. We definitely put that on ourselves, and we take pride in being able to do that. So I feel like that's a big difference from last year.
2 more? Anybody's got anything? Nope.